Hi, for today's topic, we'll discuss about components of entities internal control, which is relevant in your risk of material misstatements process and at the same time when you are performing tests of controls. Now, we have to be mindful of internal control. So what is internal control? It is the process designed, implemented, and maintained by those charged with governance, management, and other personnel to provide reasonable assurance about the achievement of an entity's objectives with regard to reliability of financial report or reporting, effectiveness and efficiency of operations, and compliance with applicable laws and regulations. The term controls refers to any aspect of one or more of the components of internal control. Now, take note, it says designed, implemented, and maintained. So when you created your policies and procedures and guidelines, that is the design part. Of course, implementation part is where you apply the policies, procedures, and guidelines that you created. And then, afterwards, you can test or see whether the internal control you created is effective. Then, if it is effective, yes, of course, you have to continue practicing it. If it is not, then you can improve on it. And also be mindful of that internal control is not only the responsibility of the board of directors, and also not only the responsibility of the management. It is the responsibility of all personnel working within the organization. So it includes the directors, managers, and employees. So as an auditor, what we will do? We need to obtain an understanding of internal control which is relevant to the audit. So take note that as an auditor, especially if we are doing external audit, our focus will be, of course, on financial reporting. But there are chances that the operation and compliance with applicable laws and regulations may affect the financial reporting. So which means we focus on controls affecting financial reporting, but at the same time, we have to note whether other controls can affect the presentation of the financial report. There are 5 components of entity or entities internal control. We have control environment. We have entities risk assessment process. Of course, information, system, and communication, control activities, and monitoring of controls. Now, for the components of internal control, again, control environment, it includes attitude, awareness, and action of those charged with governance and management concerning control. So when you say attitude, awareness, and action, it also includes the culture, the view of the management and board of directors with regards to control, their hiring practice. So this is, I would say, the foundation of the other controls mentioned here. The second component will be entities risk assessment process. Forms the basis for how management determines the risk to be managed. So as an organization, we need to determine whether or how they've been able to identify risk and how they will respond with those identified risks. The third component, information system, which includes related business processes relevant to financial reporting and communication. So that timely reporting of information, creation of statements, IT system will be included here. The fourth one is control activities. These are policies and procedures that help ensure that management directives are carried out. As an auditor, and if we are performing tests of controls, most of the work will be done under this component. So we will test the control activities performed by the management. Control activities includes transaction level controls. And then the fifth or the last component in this presentation is monitoring of controls. It includes process to assess the effectiveness of internal control performance over time. So this is one of the things that the governance, including internal audit, needs to do. So what they will do is to see or check whether the control activities, information system and communication and risk assessment process had been applied, executed, and implemented properly. And if they've seen some processes or policies that needs to be corrected, then they will provide their recommendation. They also have to check managers on how they are implementing the recommendations. And that's it for this presentation. Thank you for watching.